Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Creative Basement Podcast. This is episode 7, and today we're going to be talking about making passive income with your content by licensing it out to anybody that needs it.
Yeah, anybody.
So we got here I'm Jeremy,
And I'm Diana.
and hopefully you find this helpful, and it should be pretty interesting. I think we learned a lot from the last few years. I'll kind of get into the history of how I got started or learned about licensing content. I thought that was only for like people that, I don't know who, but like people that really made really good content. But you could still sell content that's semi-decent. It doesn't have to be 100% professional or whatever, but ideally you would like it to be as good as you can get. But
Yeah, and you accidentally learned about it.
yeah,
I feel like it kind of just fell into your lap. You kind of just started putting everything up and you realize that random things people actually do want to license out. So that's cool.
yeah. So let's get into how I got started. So 2012, unfortunately, we had a Hurricane Sandy, probably one of the worst ones here on the East Coast where we live.
Northeast, yep.
The Frankenstorm. It was scary. We had no power for like at least 2 weeks. We live pretty close to the ocean, so that's where it gets pretty bad. I thought it was a good idea to go out there and bring my camera and film.
Well, a little background on that.
Okay.
I mean, Northeast doesn't usually get hit with really
No.
bad hurricanes. So the one right before that was Irene, which they were saying was going to be horrible, the worst one we've ever had. And literally nothing happened. Nothing at all. It was fine. So when Hurricane Sandy, they were like, okay, it's going to be bad. We're like, Irene was fine. Let's just go for it. Let's go to the beach. Let's check it out. That's what we usually do during hurricanes. We go check out how huge the waves are.
Yeah, so we show up and we go down this one dead-end street that goes straight to the ocean. And there's multi-million dollar houses like along this area of beach.
And it's probably only it's less than 100 feet from the shoreline.
Oh, it's close.
These
yeah.
houses, huge houses.
So I pulled the camera out. I'm seeing like this house is literally getting smacked by like 50-foot waves, or like I don't even know what the size was. It was higher than the house.
Yeah, it was hitting the second floor.
And then I just filmed it. I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like I should put this on YouTube. So I put that clip. It was maybe like a minute. And put it on YouTube, and then all of a sudden, there's like news people contacting me like, hey, we need to license this out. There's a documentary being in the works. They're like, yeah, we need to license out this clip. This is amazing. Or like, it's not amazing, but
Yeah,
it's something that,
showed the devastation of it. Yeah,
exactly. So that was my first taste of, wow, you just put it up there and somebody wants to license it out. Now, then I started to learn about like exclusive licensing. So if you do an exclusive license, that means they usually own all the rights to it. So you want to make sure you don't sign any like crazy contracts where you lose access to your content. What we're talking about here is selling or licensing out your content as a royalty-free license, or
so multiple people can license it.
So non-exclusive license, because like I said, you'll lose your content and you basically can't do anything with it anymore.
And you can't use it for yourself either anymore.
Yeah. So that's where it all started. That was 2012. I haven't really licensed out that clip anymore. That's kind of like in the past now. Then I got into 2015. I got into filming 360-degree videos. So this was the start of a big industry, or a new form of medium to tell a story in VR, virtual reality, 360 videos. It was a hot thing. Like, it was brand new, so everybody wanted their hands on this.
Yeah, and they couldn't really do it themselves. They didn't have the capability or the cameras, or didn't know where to even go and get it, to be able to rent it or work with it themselves. So
it was
being
a
able
big
to
learning
get clips,
curve.
yeah,
It would
the
be
easiest
expensive.
way would be to license out some footage and
Exactly.
put something together themselves.
It would be really expensive to go and hire a camera person, fly to somewhere. We need to capture this. That'd be a couple $1,000s. Whereas if the content already exists,
Yeah.
you put it on the platform, somebody could just license it from you at a flat rate. So that's what I did, or we worked on also. So what we found very helpful was capturing cities. New York City. That was one of my top selling videos. And so the platform that I was using back then was Video Blocks, which then turned into Story Blocks. And you were able to sell your 360-degree videos at $400 each. And when I got my first sale, I was like, holy
Whoa.
I didn't think anybody was going to buy it. And then
And
second
we were
sale,
filming that for fun, just to
Yeah.
learn, just to figure
was-
out how it all worked.
that was the thing. That was in the beginning when I first started filming the 360 videos. So I had all this content already. And then Storyblocks came along and was like, hey, we have this platform where you could upload your content and make some money off it. I'm like, sweet. I have like, I don't know, a bunch of clips I could upload. I don't know if anybody's going to buy anything, but I was pretty happy with the results. I'll go over to the numbers later. But yeah, like I said, $400 per video.
And the Christmas one keeps every year, it keeps popping up. Someone wants that Christmas one in the city.
Yeah. So I want to get into if this is something you're interested in doing, some of my ideas on what would help you succeed in this, and kind of give you some ideas on different techniques, or different how to what am I trying to say? How to be successful in this if you are interested in doing it. So I'm going to give you some of the ideas that I learned on the way, and some going forward ideas that I thought of recently. So hopefully this kind of helps you out. So let's get into it. So the first thing you really want to do. So when I first started out, I didn't have a portfolio. I was just like, let me just upload one video or two or three, and hopefully somebody wants to buy it. So you don't want to go that route. You really want to have like a huge portfolio, huge. I spoke to somebody once at Getty Images because they wanted me to join their platform to license my 360 videos. And I was like, so how many videos do you think I should have? He's like, yeah, you probably should. It's a lot better to have a lot, like in the thousands. I was like, crap, I don't have thousands. And that might sound scary to some people, like, shit, this is a lot of work. I don't want 1,000. Like, I don't know how bad I really want this. So it's totally worth it. If you can get at least start off with like 20, 50, build it up 100, 500. Like, this is a long-term game. Like, people always are going to need content, especially advertisers.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that later. So another thing, so portfolio, and then the other thing is you want to like look at what's trending. Like, what are people buying, like product wise, or what's trending? Is what's the future of this world? Are we going to space? Are we going to Mars? Is Elon Musk taking us to Mars? To
So
the
get
moon?
some clips of the Mars.
Well, yeah, we got. Did we land on the moon? No. So I'll talk about what I did later. Just kind of going over some ideas real quick, and then we'll go into it a little detail later. Another idea is slow motion. That's good, or capturing at high frame rates. And you could capture some really cool stuff in slow motion or high frame rates, and then later slow it down. Time lapses, those are hot, depending on what you're capturing. That could be pretty cool.
Like city movement.
Yeah, like taxi cabs going through, or like nice clouds passing by.
Yeah. Or just a lot of people.
Walking through. Drone footage. This might be a little saturated at the moment, but you have to have, so we're talking about commercial here, so you have to have a commercial pilot's license.
Yeah, so it's getting a lot harder.
So if you have that license, legally, you're able to sell your
Sell
drone
it,
footage. If you don't, I mean, that kind of
Well, you could get fined, yeah.
Yeah. So another idea is like macro shots, like really close-up shots using like a bug or something. I don't know. Maybe somebody, National Geographic, would want to license it from you or something. I don't know. Or like a leaf, really close-up leaf, or anything that requires like macro shots. You have to like expand your mind here. Like, people are actually buying this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Imagine all of the documentaries that are constantly being put together.
Yeah. There's news, there's TV, there's movies. Like,
Everything is interesting.
yeah, like you watch a movie that involves New York City and there's a random like helicopter shot. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, we had extra
They didn't
budget
get
to
it.
buy this.
Yeah.
Like it's cheaper to just go and license the clip out than hiring a helicopter for like a couple $1,000s, a professional camera crew, and all this other crap. So yeah, you never know. Just you got to have a lot of shots.
Well, yeah, and now it's easier to go through the buildings with a drone and not a helicopter.
Yeah.
Look how
That
much
was cool.
smaller that is.
The first person view like camera. Yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
It looks so cool. So you obviously there's a lot of competition out there. A lot of competition in this field, industry, or whatever you want to call it. So stand out. Think outside of the box. Like I was saying earlier, what's trending? Be first to capture this kind of content. And it all depends on how you want to go about it too. If you already have the content and you just want to make some passive income, you might as well throw it up on these platforms that allow you to sell and license your clips. If you're looking at it as a long-term thing and you want to build your portfolio, then go ahead and do it.
Can I cut in real quick?
Go ahead, yeah.
I just thought of one-time events. So, rallies or marches where people put, these clips together. They can't go back in time to get footage.
Exactly, yeah.
To refilm it in the way that it happened that year at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people the news is usually looking for it. People, again, documentaries, a lot of people that want to put this footage together just to see, you're not able to go back and film it again.
That's a really good point. Yeah, exactly. That's interesting. Yeah. So, yeah, capturing any big event that's going on.
Yeah, imagine all of the races that go on, the marathons, and the Women's March, how big that was, and people were that was all over TV all the time. So
and then don't think just video. It doesn't only have to be video. It could be photography. Like you could also license and sell your pictures that you capture. You could also do sounds or sound effects or music, or you know what I mean. There's so much things. After Effects plugins, or not plugins, but what do you want to call them? Like little After Effects plugins, is it? No, templates. That's what I'm thinking. Templates, like little templates that make it easier for somebody else to do something with it. Like just one example, I did a tutorial online where I gave people the ability to follow along on my tutorial. It takes like maybe 30 minutes to do it, or you can buy my little plugin for $1. And basically, it's not really a license, but whatever. It's kind of the same thing as a After Effects template. All right, so kind of think of this sort of like a future investment in a way. You kind of upload your content, and then maybe in the future, even if it's a year or two later, it's like, whoa, I just made an extra $100 this month. That's cool. Or $500 or $1,000. Like it depends on how much content you have. Like the possibilities are technically endless if you have the right content. Later, we're going to talk about this guy that did really well in his first year. I'm nowhere near what he got, but I didn't try as hard as he did, so that's the reason why. So we kind of talked about this before, but companies don't want to hire a videographer or an editor, right? I mean, they do, right? If it's something so specific, but we're talking about before, we just need a shot in New York City from this guy. Mm-hmm. Like if it exists and it's $200, I don't care if it looks good enough. That's good enough. I don't want to spend a couple $1,000s.
And the time.
Yeah, turnaround time and all that. You could just click, buy, download, insert into your movie or documentary. So kind of go back. So with what I think really helped me get most of my sales was because I was only focused on 360 or virtual reality videos. I think I had the upper hand there, which helped me get some sales, especially because it was new, right? Mm-hmm. That was the trend. People were looking for that kind of content. It was expensive. They didn't want to hire people or buy the cameras and figure it all out. It already existed and it worked with what they had. So,
and there wasn't much out. So
now it's pretty saturated. It depends on
There's
how,
a lot of options
yeah,
to choose from now.
there's a lot of people have jumped on it. So one thing that so just go back. So New York City, that was like Times Square was probably the most sold thing, and then there was some other like Brooklyn, maybe California, I forget. There was like, I have to go back and see exactly what was sold, but I know for sure I wanted to keep up with the 360, licensing out the clips. So what I did was learn animation. So now you're not limited to, physically going to these locations.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a cool idea because looking into the future, I'm seeing like space colonization or like moon colonization and like Mars. I'm like, let me do an animated moon 360 video, or like where the camera like flies through this animated moon. It looks pretty real. It's not real, but it looks pretty good. And little do you know, somebody wanted it. Not one person only, multiple people. And I made different versions of it. And I was quite surprised. Like, I didn't know. I'm not a professional like animator or anything. Kind of figured it out as I go. Bam, $400.
And you accidentally, that wasn't accidentally like fallen on. You did say that it was trending with, trying to go colonize on the moon, but it also coincided with the 50th anniversary, which I think a lot of people were putting out little short videos and documentaries on that whole thing. So that kind of worked out too. Exactly. Yeah.
So that happened.
I mean, sure.
Just kidding. It's funny. Anyway, Elon Musk is going to take us there, I guess. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, you're right. It was probably just a good time to do. Like, so I did the moon. I want to do Mars. I mean, the only difference is moon is gray and the Mars is red. So
yeah.
So the cool thing, I want to keep it more on topic of like maybe people that don't know animation. So it's just kind of, I wanted to think ahead a little bit, and you can't physically go to the moon to film it with a 360 camera.
Not yet.
Yeah. So you animate it and keep up with the times and try to figure out how to get more sales by thinking into the future and what sort of trends there are. I was also thinking, oh, go ahead. You were going to say something?
No.
Okay.
I was about to sneeze.
Yeah, you got like a cold or like allergies?
No, allergies.
So another thing that you might be maybe you're thinking, but I don't have a great camera. So you could use your phone. If it's the right kind of footage and it's framed properly and it's actually telling some sort of story that somebody would want to purchase it to use into their movie, documentary, like whatever it is. I have no idea. Music video.
Well, Olivia Wilde did a whole music video using her phone.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This is probably an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
So to think more into the future, 4K is actually going to be the best bet. It's more future proof. You're going to future proof yourself.
Especially when they're already putting out 8K footage. So
yeah. And so don't get me wrong, 1080p is perfectly fine. Go for it. Like you don't have to go into debt to buy a 4K camera to do this unless you really want to, but 1080p is perfectly fine.
Most people can't even tell the difference, to be honest. So
I know you
it's
can't.
Fine.
Your eyes are broken. Just kidding.
I do wear contacts, so.
So quality is key, but 1080p is fine. Don't go lower than that, though. Please do not go lower.
But like you said, brought up with, I don't know if you want to get into this right now, but when you brought up the whole phone thing, the vertical video.
Yeah, I was going to get into that next.
Oh, sorry. Jumping ahead.
So that's interesting. So vertical video is really taking off. And like when I was preparing this podcast idea, it just clicked. I was like, wait, do they license out vertical videos?
We've never tried.
I never looked into it. I still didn't even look into it. I wanted to talk about it on this first, and then I'm going to go look it up later. And then there's a website that allows you to do it, and it's been around for like 20 years.
Yeah, probably.
So, so think of it like this. So TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, these are platforms that allow users to upload vertical videos, but it also allows advertisers to upload vertical videos. So advertisers could potentially want to buy vertical videos to go along with their ad. they're the ones that want to spend the money because they're going to be making money.
Exactly.
Yeah. So depending on what their product is or what they're trying to advertise, they could potentially buy your clip. You have to do a little more research there. And TikTok is pretty big now with a lot of young kids on there. So kind of think, what is going on or what could be shot in vertical to license out.
I've only found one so far.
Yeah. What do you see?
It's more relaxation nature shots in vertical.
Okay, excuse me.
4K HD.
4K vertical.
Yes.
And also, so with vertical too, you could film it horizontally and then crop it in.
Yeah, and that's what I'm mostly finding is how to convert your videos to vertical.
Yeah.
How to convert business videos to vertical for better, I don't know.
Yeah, if you're trying to make money licensing clips, don't do horizontal and cut to vertical. Just shoot it specifically vertical. Okay, so I think we covered some pretty good ideas here on what happened. So what I want to talk about is how much I've actually made. So just real quick, Storyblocks, the platform that I used, 2016 is when I started. It actually ended this year. So that's why I got the idea to do this podcast. And I have to find another platform to upload all my 360 videos to.
Well, not that it'll be for the year 360, but I just found this site called Cover. I don't know if you want to put this in here, but it's with 2 R's and it says free vertical stock video footage.
Huh.
I mean, that's free though, so that doesn't really matter.
Okay.
But vertical videos are optimized for use on mobile devices. Need a video for your Snapchat ad, for your app splash screen, login page? We got your back. The videos are edited in 9:16 aspect ratio and should prevent you from having to crop any widescreen videos that you might have.
Nice. So people are profiting off this.
Yes.
So also, you could also sell like little templates, vertical templates for, vertical videos.
Yep.
For Snapchat or whatever. I didn't know Snapchat was still around though, but okay.
Oh, they also have some Shutterstock vertical videos, so that's probably where they make their money or where they charge.
So Video Hive, I believe, is one that I'm looking into to upload my 360 videos next. Pond 5, and I believe there's one more. I wish I could have got on Getty, but I don't think they have. Some fell through with that. But anyway, all right, so let's do some math real quick, some numbers. So started 2016. I don't remember how many videos I have. It wasn't more than 30. I don't think it was more than 30, maybe 40, but that's pushing it. $8 million. No,
I was like, wait, where are those? Where is that?
$8,000.
Where did that go?
So $8,000 in 3 years. So I had the content already. Some of the content I actually had to go and make again. Not make again, but keep up, like the animated stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was ideas. But so how does that work out? Is that 20? What's the math? 8,000. Okay, Google. 8,000 divided by 3.
The answer is approximately $2,666.
Okay, got it. Okay. So an extra $2,666 extra a year for just having it up there, not really doing anything. It just exists and people find it and they want to license it. So I like it. So like I said, the platform doesn't exist. Well, it does exist. It just, I wasn't chosen to be part of the,
To exist on it
anymore. They got rid of, like, they kind of locked it down. They wanted maybe people that have way more content or something. I didn't make the cut basically. So they're telling me to go F off and go somewhere else. So yeah, I like that number. $400 per video, 8,000 total for 3 years. Pretty amazing. And of course, you have to pay taxes on it. Government has to get their cut for doing all the work.
Not if that was all the money you made that year.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh no, that's not true. You'd
No.
just be the lowest tax rate. Never mind.
10%. Yeah, as income.
Still sucks.
Okay, so now
I was thinking capital gains.
Yeah. So I want to skim through this one article. Basically, this guy's title is "How I Earned My First $150,000 by Selling Stock Footage."
150,000
150,000
in 1 year or over how long?
We're gonna get into that. Let's
Okay.
see. Believe it or not, but this came unplanned. Let's go back 5 years.
Sounds like what happened to us.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe we're close.
I just got to find another platform. I don't want to read his whole article. If anything, I don't know if I'll have it linked below, but basically his whole thing was that with time he got better. He's using equipment, filming things, understood what people wanted. So he went out and figured out what people wanted and shot that sort of content. Also, a great thing with Storyblocks, they used to send me emails like, here's what's trending. Here's what most people are buying right now. So you can kind of get an idea.
Yeah, so they were helping you out.
Yeah, you make money, they make money.
Yeah, so it wasn't just on what you were selling the most, it was what everyone was selling the most. So that if you were nowhere near filming the same type of content, basically now you knew you could, and that possibly would be able to sell.
Mm-hmm. There you go. So when I was reading this guy's article, it's kind of interesting because remember we used to do like vlogging a lot, travel, capture a bunch of stuff like time lapses and stuff. So this guy said, he's like, then I started to travel more, shoot more, and better videos, short story long. I'm reaching $3,000 monthly passive income on just one platform. You know, it's extra money. I mean, you're kind of working for it, but it just made me think, going back to when I used to vlog, like we'd go to California, like I probably have a ton of clips, not 360, just regular clips that could be uploaded. And it could potentially make an extra, whatever, $100 a month or whatever. You know what I mean? You have a better chance if you have a lot of content. So basically what I'm trying to get at, like there's a lot of people on YouTube or just on the internet that create a ton of content, and they might think like you shoot the content once and it's done and done, right? You upload it to YouTube. You have really good content and maybe you think that's it, right? But you could take some of that and put it onto, a platform that allows you to license it out royalty free. There are probably some people that don't want to do that because, that's my content. I don't want anybody else to use it. There are some people that are like that, but I mean, I don't care. There is some content that I create that I wouldn't want to do, put out on there, but most of it, I don't know. I don't really care. It depends on what it is. So you kind of got to think about it however you want to think about it. But it made me think like to go back and look at my footage that I have on some old hard drives and see what I could put on these to license. So it's pretty cool. It might be sitting on $150,000. You have no idea.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah. So I think we covered a good amount of stuff. Like, I mean, hopefully, you found this helpful and think maybe you have a possibility in doing this yourself. I do want to keep up with doing more future things in animated 360 video because I still think like it's a good niche in a way, like space travel and all that kind of stuff. I really like that, and it's fun. It's pretty cool. Just need to get better at creating. Yeah.
Well, that's good. It'll keep you practicing. So
yeah,
the more you do it.
And actually, I just want to throw this one in. So my dad had the viral video, the Worcestershire sauce video. And that's been licensed out a few times already.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I just remember. Yeah, that was licensed out. So that video went viral. I think it was 2014, maybe something. Yeah, 2014. It was on TV. It was like on Rachel Ray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he actually went and was on her show.
But recently, like, I don't know if I'm allowed to speak about this, but he's going to be on Ridiculousness. Like, not my dad is, but the video clip that went viral. Yeah. They licensed it. So that's going to be on that show soon. I think it should have been on already, but we'll see what happens.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So they're going to roast him probably pretty Oh my God, they're going to make fun
or
of
they're
him.
going to agree with him. Like, seriously, what is that word?
I don't know. Worcestershire sauce. I just picture that girl laughing like,
yeah,
I don't know.
She's going to laugh.
Yeah, so I think that's it. Let us know what you guys think. If you want to get started in doing this whole thing, we could reach out. I'm on Twitter, Jeremy Sharapa.
Or if you've got a good website that you're already putting your content on, let us know.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll check you out in the next podcast. See you guys later.
Bye.